Hi guys, this is Maurice Andrew. I'm here with Metaverse Week and I'm here with a gentleman called Patrick from Rug Radio. So, for someone like myself, Patrick, in NFT.London, never heard of Rug Radio. What is Rug Radio?
Well, appreciate you for asking. And Rug Radio is the largest decentralized media company in Web3. And basically what that means is we help take creators along the path to getting a wider audience and having greater exposure, and then finding ways to use tools like AI and some of the audiogram tools that are out there to take that same work and then chop it up into smaller pieces of content you can use on TikTok, YouTube Short, Instagram, Twitter.
Nice.
So we try to take people's content, show you how to own it. So we help you download and own the content, because we started originally under Twitter Spaces, and Twitter only allows you to hold your content for 2 to 4 weeks. So the first problem we solved was owning that MP3 file. Then we syndicate that MP3 file across all the usual Spotify, Amazon, Apple, all the good platforms that everyone wants to be on. So you get outside of that echo chamber that you're in, and then take the exact same file and chop it up into small pieces of content, use it as evergreen. So if I were to ask you, what do you do? And you answer it. If it's less than a minute, it gets chopped up into a TikTok video.
Nice.
Has your image on it, shows the transcribed wording on it, so it's a video, it's active, but you didn't have to make it. And that whole process starts to make things easier and easier for creators to focus on developing the quality content they want to work on, rather than having to have all the skills to do the Adobe Premiere, have somebody else to help you with editing and graphics and all the elements that make it more difficult or more costly.
Wow. I feel like I just had a 101.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
And it's great because I'm a creator. I've been doing Twitter Spaces for a long time. I've always worked with creators, and I've did a lot of work with artists over the last 2 years in NFTs. So I've seen this crossroads of artists and any kind of content creator basically needs the right tools. Otherwise, they end up having to pay somebody to do those parts. And at the beginning stages, you don't have a lot of money. You don't have a lot of time. So you really don't need another job to try to figure out how to edit these videos to make them useful. There's got to be tools. And so that's what Rug Radio does, is provide that extra value so that you want to host as a Rug Radio host, because you get all these extra values. So you get that additional exposure so that you end up building an audience outside of your own.
That's incredible. So where can people find Rug Radio? How can they take part with Rug Radio or learn more about you?
Sure. First place I'd go to, if you have anything to do with Web3, always go to Twitter. On Twitter, we're at Rug Radio.
Cool.
On the web, it's www.rug.fm.
Cool.
And check out the website there. It does talk about what we do. It does talk about the token and the NFTs that are involved in our community as well. So that's the best places to start. There's lots of great kind of content there that you can look at, but on Twitter is probably the best one, because then you can actually see old episodes, content. We've done lots of videos on YouTube too that explain how everything works. So
that's amazing. So how are you finding NFT.London so far?
It's been amazing. I'm like really loving it, to be honest with you. I feel like the market here and the people here are so ready for that next step that, unlike New York, when I came to like the very first NFT.NYC, there was a lot of interesting ideas, but there was no way for people to kind of connect on next steps.
Right.
Where here, I feel like everyone I've talked to knows exactly what the 2 or 3 next steps for them are. So if you bump into someone and it makes sense, you know right away, like, hey, we got to do this, this, this together, right? Like, it's it. And so things are happening, that action, that excitement, right? There's business happening here. It's not the New York one was like, let's smoke weed and be degens, right? Let's hang out in the street and take
like
over a whole
half of
block,
Twitter as well.
right? Exactly. And that was different, which was fun, and it was the beginning of that community. But here it's like everybody I'm bumping into has something interesting to say, has some sort of cool idea, is working on stuff. It's not just smoke and mirrors crap that they're hoping to put together. So that element of it really has me inspired, knowing that it's not just everyone doing a derivative project trying to soak up the last bit of liquidity, right?
Yeah, I love that. No, you're right. There are definitely, I didn't have the chance of going to NYC. However, I'm feeling the same kind of vibe you're feeling with the London one, for sure. So one thing I want to ask is, the people that you've met here today or yesterday through NFT and London, is there anyone particular that you've seen that you might want to work with, or anyone that wants to work with you guys with Rug Radio?
Wow, yeah, there's lots of great people.
Yeah.
Lots of great people, to be honest with you. That was one thing I wanted to jump out here and take a look. We're starting a new show called Origins XYZ with Nikita and Hana, and those folks are amazing, and they kind of introduced me to the whole depth of the market, in the sense the same thing. People here tend to know why they're here. It's not like, hey, I came here because you told me we can make money, right?
Yeah.
That was kind of what I experienced a year and a half ago in New York, whereas this is very much like, I know why I'm here, I get the purpose of this, I know where I can fit in, or I think this and this. So I think there's lots of exciting knowledge that needs to be transferred and shared. And just seeing these initial groups coming together, very smart people coming with really good backgrounds as well, it means things are going to move even faster. So what I would normally think would take a year and a half, I think in 6 months, there's going to be just explosive growth coming out of, especially London and anywhere, even coming up in Paris as well. All of these places I think are primed and ready to go.
Yeah.
Whereas in America, I find now there's a little bit of a anti-NFT vibe because of what happened over the last 6 months.
Yeah.
And so that crash has been a bit, like I went to Las Vegas 2 weeks ago, and most people did not want to mention the word NFT to family members and people like that. It was that much of a thing, because 6 months prior to that, people were literally just throwing money at anything, thinking, this is how it works. We just throw money at it and we make it, right?
Yeah.
Rather than actually thinking about any logic or value. And so those that got burnt are really negative now, but I think Europe's in a really great position where there isn't that burnout.
Yeah.
There's still the negative connotations to a certain degree, but there's enough, like I said, intelligent next steps, businesses investing, that I'm super excited of what I'm seeing here and really excited about what's happening in Europe in general. So
That's wicked, man. Well, look, I've loved this conversation a lot. Just lastly, where can people find you if they want to connect with you personally?
you can catch me on Twitter, Patrick Wagner, or Patrick at rug.fm.
Sweet, man. Lastly, love the jumper.
Yeah, I just got it
Massive
here
fan of Rick and
actually
Morty,
too.
man.
So yeah,
Okay.
as soon as I saw it, my wife actually found it, and I was like, "Oh yes, that's it. I got to wear
love
this
Rick
for
and
my
Morty.
speaking engagement." I am literally Rick.
This is dope, man. Well, look,
Awesome, yay.
pleasure speaking to you.
Appreciate it. You too.
Hope you guys got some value. Peace.
Thanks very much, guys.